Right, welcome everybody to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality Cast. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave.
Hey there, Chris. I can't believe we are at the end of week 1 already. So it's episode 5 of Love Island Australia, and you can tell there's already a few little bits of politics and bit of bitchiness going on in the house. So, I mean, where do you want to start today?
Well, I think we need to start, Dave, or I would like to start with Erin. Now, I've said over the last few episodes, I'm liking the fact that she's very brash, she's very upfront, she tells it how it is. However, this episode today, she didn't come off very well for me. Between her and Natasha, I just thought they'd been a pair of bitches. And I think that the way she's going at Millie is, I don't know whether there's something going on off camera that we've not seen, but they just do not like that girl at all, do they? And I just think it's verging on going the other way, and I hope it doesn't, but she just needs to rein that in, I think, because he's not coming. It's not very attractive to see on either her or Natasha.
No, and I don't think Erin and Natasha got on particularly well early doors, but I think because Natasha and Millie have both got eyes for John James, I think Erin's kind of pairing up with her just to stick it in, just stick it in the craw for Millie. I don't know why, but I don't know if it does trace back just to that kiss and the whole girl code thing, but she's really got a bee in her bonnet. Just everything she's saying is really derogatory and nasty towards Millie. She's talking about having the same bikini on and stuff. Natasha and Millie, and they're clearly going after the same bloke, but, she's saying, well, at least Natasha can fill it out. She's got boobs and stuff. And I just think, oh, fuck off. It's just nasty as fuck.
Yeah, it is. And when Millie was working out, yes, she is playing up to the cameras. Yes, she's playing up to John James. However, Dave, what the fuck am I going to say about that?
I wasn't sure about that, Chris. So when she was doing the old leg raises at the back there, I wasn't sure exactly what was going on, so I had to keep rewinding it. Just so I could make sure I caught exactly what was going on. And by about the 4th or 5th time, I think I was convinced that she was posturing a bit.
Was your kitchen roll a bit lighter, Dave? Anyway, yeah.
No, Chris, I have to say, right, the thing is, right, Erin's there going on about the size of Millie's tits. At least they're fucking real. At least she doesn't walk around all day, constantly just having to hold on to them to make sure they don't fucking pop out. What's all that about?
I mean, I don't know. You know what, Dave? We've said this before, and I'm sure this is like that with guys as well. When girls are looking at guys, you get a guy who's probably absolutely stunning, but if he's in a self and personality is not nice, then it's a turn off, because I don't see anything about Natasha. She just seems like she's just bitching about everyone. I know Erin is, and Erin's just the way she is, but Natasha's doing the same, and I just find it so unattractive, Dave. And I think at the moment she reaps what she sows. Karma's a bitch, and at the end of the day, she's just getting no joy out of anything or any relationship or anything that she's getting. And I just think, just turn it in and just be nice. At the end of the day, Millie, for all the faults, if there is any fault, I just don't see what she's done wrong. I just can't work out what has she actually done to piss these girls off. It's just purely a personality clash and purely a bit of jealousy, Dave, I think, as well. Because, the commentator's funny. He was saying about both being in the yellow bikinis, and they were both stood there with literally their arses hanging out, weren't they, together? And it was like, it just, I don't know.
Didn't he call them the silicone twins or something like that as well?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Chris, honestly, where do you stand on fake boobs?
I don't necessarily like him, if I'm being honest, Dave. If I'm being... I fucking get yourself in a load of trouble here, Dave. Sam,
is this a bus coming along? Oh, look, there's a big Sam-shaped sledgehammer bus on it. So, right, well, let me say...
Well, put it this way, Dave, put it this way. If there was a choice, hypothetically, now you obviously mentioned about you being kitchen roll light, but if there was a choice of just say randomly the search engine went on a, adult site, I would mainly probably go for the more natural look, shall we say. If, that ever happened.
More
I'm
adult
fucking
site.
shutting up now.
Hey, you need Grant to borrow Grant's shovel there. So
Fuck you, you just fucking asked me that question.
Right, so I don't like him. Now, let's be honest, Chris. Like when we were in our kind of younger years, it was all kind of Baywatch. It was CJ, wasn't it? So Pamela Anderson jogging along on the beach, and she's got the big blonde hair. She's got the makeup. She's got the big the big lips, and I'm working my way down here. And of course, she's got the big, massive fake boobs. Now that's fine when you're like a teenager or your early 20s or something like that, but I just find it quite unattractive. And especially, when they're out, they just look ridiculous. They look like stuck on balloons. And so again, I found it particularly distasteful because Natasha and Erin have both clearly got fake boobs, and they're calling Millie out because she's natural. And I don't like it, because honestly, I prefer the more natural look.
Yeah, and to be honest, Dave, I wish I'd just said that in the fucking first place. I think that would have been easier, wouldn't it? But
I did try.
but
I did say, well, let
no,
me. I was trying to say, just let me go out on a ledge, because I'm in Singletown. I don't fucking care. So, and then you can sort of agree or disagree. So do you agree then?
yeah,
Okay.
I agree. Yeah. So what I was going to say is, I think you're right. When I was younger, I absolutely loved Pamela Anderson, Dave. I mean, I loved Jet off Gladiator. I think she was natural, Diane Yoda, but she was stunning when I was a kid, and
The
it
old
used to
Alan
be
Partridge.
Gladiators. Yeah, Alan Partridge Jet. But it used to be, and she actually does training classes. I've said this before. She does
Yeah.
training classes at our local gym, Dave. So, Diane Yodel, and then it was CJ, it was Baywatch. But I absolutely love Pamela Anderson. And when I left school and I started working at Manchester Airport, my screensaver was actually Pam's Playboy thing. But there's no way, I was only 16, 17. There's no way you get away with that now, Dave. But I was only a young lad. But I was fixated with Pamela Anderson. But I agree, as I've got older, it just does nothing for me at all. It really doesn't. But when I was a kid, yeah, I was definitely for all that, Dave.
Yeah. But anyway, moving swiftly
Let's
along.
move on fucking quickly, Dave. Come on.
Right, so Taylor and Cassidy, and I'm not sure. Cassidy comes across quite naive, quite sweet, but she's sort of saying to Taylor, well, you're single, you've got the power now. I'm not sure that was totally virtuous, because ultimately she's like, look, fuck off and leave me and Grant alone. But yeah, Taylor's like getting a bit power crazy now, isn't she? Sort of, it's going to a head a bit, but out of nowhere, it seems. Taylor and Josh were the first couple, weren't they? When they did that first couple in episode 1, and she
Yeah.
was not asked at all. And then it seems like from left field, she's only got eyes for Josh now. What did you make of that kind of turn of events?
Utter bullshit, Dave. A Love Island special. I mean, I kind of like Josh. I don't think he's got a bad bone in his body, but it was so transparent for me. And then she was like, "Oh, I didn't even see it." And it's like, well, you fucked him off, pretty much, sort of chasing Grant on and off. What? It just made no sense. It was a typical Love Island 180 for me, and I'm not buying any of that at all. I don't necessarily dislike either of them, Taylor or Josh, but I just think it didn't. I don't see anything there between them, Dave. I'd be fucking amazed if that leads on to anything, because it just seemed really forced. And Sam said that actually. She said to me the other day there was something going on. Conversation was Kim and one of the other girls, and she said that just looks like one of them Love Island, just ridiculous, producer. Go and have a chat over there about this subject.
Yeah.
He said it didn't seem real. Now, I didn't pick up on it at all. It was one of the episodes we've already reviewed because Sam's a couple behind us. And I would just happen to be watching the back end of it as I came in. And I said, I didn't see that when I watched it the first time. That just looked so set up and that. I was like, I didn't realise. But one thing Sam did say, Dave, just segueing off, John James, now I said I've seen him before, so I didn't realise. Sam went, he's a fucking Big Brother, you idiot. I was like, Big Brother?
Oh, yeah?
And there was the one Josie who was from Devon. She was like she was down that area of the country. She had a proper, Bristol area, proper Bristolian accent. And she was absolutely infatuated with him, John James. So I didn't realise. So it was obviously about 4 or 5 years before this. But yeah, he'd done the English Big Brother. So I just told, I
Oh,
knew him,
okay.
but I didn't even work the connection out at all. So yeah. Anyway, sorry, I've got off on one there.
No, it's all right. I mean, he's a proper beefcake, isn't he? But again, with that whole needle with Erin, Natasha, Millie, I think a lot of it is around John James. But I thought he did the proper manly thing, didn't he, Chris? He went and told Taylor to tell Natasha that he's not really interested and wants to couple up with Millie. So I thought you were saying about Taylor and Josh being, Love Island 101 game playing. I thought Natasha here was textbook, absolute textbook. She fucking she'd agreed with Charlie. Yeah, we'll couple up. We'll be that friend couple kind of thing. John James shows up. She's like, right, fuck you. But then she gets binned off. Then she gets pied off, rather. And then she comes back to Charlie. Oh, right, yeah. So we should do that friend couple thing. I was like, yeah, there was no spark there at all. And I was like, oh, come on. We can see what's happening. And I've called out Charlie for being a bit young, a bit naive. But even he can fucking pick up on it. She's all over the map.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers. And I agree, Dave. I think that's a great spot, to be honest. A really, really good spot. And what's good as well is we're going to the next episode and we've got new people coming in. So it's going to fucking cause even more confusion because I think Elias and John James, they've come in, they fit in quite well, but they haven't really created any waves, have they? They've just sort of come in and, yeah, we're just there trying our best to sort of get with. And I quite like, I don't like, but I sort of get with Eden that he's having nobody go near Erin at all, is he? He's having absolutely none of it. He's so cock blocking any of them, even the thought of someone. And their relationship, I mean, obviously tonight, it's pretty much been sealed. We're only in the 5th episode and it's there, isn't it? He got dressed up for her and they were
Well,
wrapping her legs
well,
around his snogging.
yeah. I mean, let's come back to that because that was the end of the episode, wasn't it? So we'll come back to that in a sec. I just want to highlight a couple of other things. I mean, what do you make to Justin basically saying to John James? It's like, oh, I don't understand why Millie's going for you because you're like, the less good-looking version of me.
Yeah, he said he did say something as well about him being, with this gift of a body in the last episode, and he's like, they all should be so lucky. And I was just like, oh, and then he went, but I'm humble about it. I was like, you fucking not.
Now, Chris,
I mean, he's a good-looking guy, Dave. Come on,
he
you've got to
is,
give him that.
but he's quite feminine, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He's
I would have said I wouldn't have said that he was. I would have said he was gay. To be honest,
yeah.
I'm being
Now
completely honest.
we've
He's very, very feminine.
we're on thin ice here because we've been called out for this when we were saying about
Yeah.
Curtis.
Yes.
And
yeah,
after
so
what
we
he
need to watch what we say.
yeah,
Here.
after what he said when he came out of the villa, we were like, well, yeah, we were right. But plenty of people taking the piss, like, no, of course he's not. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Justin just comes across as very feminine. I'm not saying that equates to being he's gay or bisexual or whatever, but he just is what it is. You look at him; he's at one end of the scale, and then you've got Caveman Eden right at the other end of the scale.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a bit of an odd thing to say. We said yesterday, didn't we? John James is probably the top 1 or 2 of the blokes there. Just the whole package, the good looks, the body, and everything. But for Justin to go and say something like that, again, he's proper Zoolander, isn't he? I thought it was funny that in the challenge, the feeling you up challenge, he came last, didn't he? So, again, the boy, his confidence cannot be rocked at all.
No, and I've got to say, and I'd love to get a female perspective on this. I know we might have Jo on at some point, for my secret recording, my boyfriend, and I'm sure she'd be listening to this. But I want a female's perspective, and I mean, really, just ask Sam. I think Sam said the same to me. To be fair, but who the fuck thinks him wearing them tighty fucking budgie smugglers are attractive in this day and age, Dave? I know he's got the body for it. He's got like a swimmer's body, which obviously I'm jealous of because he has got a great body, but he's a very slim. Long torso, like what Michael Phelps would have, or someone like that who's a top swimmer. He has got a great body. I'm not doubting that, but it just looks when he gets them out. I'm like, oh, just put shorts on, mate.
Yeah.
As he was saying, Aussie in Australia, put your boardies on or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. It's like, but I don't get that at all.
They're not kind of. there is a little pouch you can see.
Yeah,
Like, they're not normal budgie smugglers, 'cause the normal budgie smugglers are bad enough, they all speedos, like, but you can see that it's got, like, a pouch that's, like, specifically designed to put the little chap in, you know,
yeah.
just accentuate it a bit. I think it looks ridiculous, but, I don't know, like you say, maybe the ladies kinda like that sort of thing, but, I don't know, all the men.
Well, anyone, Dave. I mean, I've got to say, Dave, if he's got a fucking cod piece down there, then fair enough. You wear them to your heart's content if you're packing. But I'm not saying he's packing or he isn't, but I just don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Yeah,
It's passed me by. I've never seen anybody on a beach wear them and look stunning as a bloke. You know what I mean? You might say someone's got a good body, but I've never seen someone and gone, fuck me, I can tell why he's wearing them shorts. The only time I ever see Speedos like that, and I like professional bodybuilding, is when a proper bodybuilder's on stage competing.
yeah, and with all the steroids, they little chap gets shrunk then, doesn't it? So allegedly.
You know, we are scathing here today. Right, go on. Next subject.
What did you make of that whole challenge? Because, it was clear. I can't remember what the text said, but it was very obvious it was going to be about feeling you up. But all I could think is this could not work the other way round because the
You know
girls
what?
go on.
Sorry, I know I cut you off then. You have read my mind because I was thinking we need a bit of equality here because there's no way the guys would be up for fucking assault charges. And I never, and this is from a male's perspective, obviously, but I'm thinking, because one of the girls, I think it was Kim, was like, oh, and Natasha, oh, make sure I've got my best push up bra. And I'm thinking, and I couldn't remember this. I'm thinking, surely the guys aren't going to cop a feel because there's no way that they're not going to be able to, touch the boobs or whatever. I was thinking, I don't remember this one, but you're right. It doesn't work the other way around, does it? You
Yeah,
know what I
like you
mean, Dave?
say, oops,
So
sorry, I brushed your boobs again.
yeah, yeah. Let me just check them again. But it is equality at the end of the day. So, no, I'm
I
joking.
just
Go
don't
on.
think it is though. So it's all a bit
No.
giggly, wasn't it? I mean, I'm not saying the girls didn't enjoy it. Clearly, they did, but I think it would be a bit seedier the other way. Can you imagine it? All fucking Grant or someone is like, oh, I don't know who this is, but I found a little man in a boat. It just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
just wouldn't work. But I mean, what did you make of that challenge? I'll throw it out there straight away. I thought Charlie was going to shit himself at some points.
I know he was absolutely fucking flexing for dear life, wasn't he? Absolutely. I don't know. It's just a Love Island one. And don't get me wrong, Dave. I don't think I've ever had fucking a body like any of these guys. I've tried, but I've never got the abs and the lines and the serrations they've got on the body are fucking amazing. So I get it. They're flexing for dear life. It looked like all of them had done a 2-hour fucking weightlifting
Yeah, they were straight
session
out there,
before the
weren't they?
did it.
Working out,
Yeah,
getting those last little
yeah.
bit of pump going. But yeah, no, I
I
mean
get it. I
this is the top 0.1%, isn't it? The
yeah.
bodies on them and stuff. To finish bottom in that is harsh because they all look fantastic. But I mean, Charlie wasn't happy though, was he? He was thinking that I think because Eden, he's not as cut as some of the others. I think that's why he was maybe a bit upset. But he's just a fucking caveman, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He is. It's just, he's just his voice and everything, Dave. He doesn't stand any messing though. I give him that. He genuinely is the alpha of the whole thing.
Yeah, and I said, I'll hold my hands up. I was expecting him to have cheated by now, but I don't think he's really put a foot wrong at all. And this is what you were going on before, wasn't it? About dressing up and stuff, and doing the whole
Yeah,
poem. And yeah, I mean, on the face of it, Chris, it's pretty sweet. But you know what?
yeah,
It, it did the job. Let's put it that way.
yes, yeah, yeah,
This poem, I call it Knickerdropper.
yes, yeah. It worked, Dave. Anyway, it worked.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, did anything else catch your eye?
Not really, no. I think what I like about these. There is just little pockets of drama that's just there ticking over. Like the last Aussie series, which obviously superseded this one. That was just too vanilla, wasn't it? There was only a couple little bits, and even then, when couples sort of split up and got with someone else or anything, there was no like kicking off or anything, was there? There might have been the odd bitchy comment, but everyone was quite accepting of the fact where they were, maybe because they were worried about the profiles or whatever. But this is a lot less polished, I think, this series, and I think that's probably why I like it. It's a bit more rough and ready.
Yeah. No, it is good. And just moving away from something, Chris. So, I mean, we had a brief text just as this was going on. So, I had caught with I think there's only one season, or there might be a couple of seasons. There's a Kiwi show called Heartbreak Island. And so just watch the first episode. And only fucking Harry from Too Hot to Handle turns up on it. And it was filmed at,
with his married dick.
yeah, what was it? Boyfriend Dick. I mean,
Yeah.
he's clearly, he's a bellend. But then you
Yeah.
text me, didn't you, that him and Francesca have split up, and I have to say, Chris, I am shocked.
Yeah, I mean, their social media is both of them together in bed, the modelling and everything. And we follow her on our Instagram, cdrealitycast. And it was actually Sam who said it. I'd seen a couple of posts from Francesca without Charlie, but she's a model. So, Charlie, without Harry, sorry, and she's a model. So I didn't think anything of it. But then Sam said, oh, no, they split up. Apparently, he said something like, it's in my best interest. But then Sam mentioned something about him possibly cheating. So I'd have to read up on that. So I'm not sure what's gone on there.
Yeah, so I watched the videos. So she'd released an Instagram video, and then he'd released one in response. The subtext to it around rumors and whatever, you're sort of drawing conclusions that he's cheated, and then she's kind of found out about it, and then they've just agreed to split. Now, I think from her video, it sounded like he didn't want it to get out, just PR wise, I guess. But yeah, I guess there's no reason for us to continue following Francesca now, Chris. Or rather, you. I'm going to follow the fuck out of her.
Yeah. All right, Dave. I just policed the Instagram for CD Reality Cast. Dave.
Yeah.
You've got me in enough trouble today. As it is, so.
Just keep trying to throw you out on the ledge there. No, I'll stop it. But yeah,
Thanks, mate.
I just found it a bit weird because they only showed the what's his name, the reunion episode. We only watched that a few weeks ago, it seems, and so it seems. And where is Harry going? We're all in lockdown, aren't we? So I don't quite know what's happened there, but yeah, no, I am a little bit surprised just at the timing of it. That's all. But no, but it was just funny to see him showing up on this thing. What it is, it looks like they go in and they've got a whole, it's like a Tinder thing. So they select each other. They've got 5 or 6 blokes, 5 or 6 girls, and then they swipe right or swipe left. I think they have a preferred option, then a second, and then a backup option or something like that. And then they figure out who's going to pair up with who. And there was this one girl who got picked by most of the lads. Now, I don't know if she's got one of these face manipulation apps at work or something like that, but her picture was absolutely stunning. And she is a decent looking girl, but clearly not representative of the pictures. And you could see the face on all the blokes were like, she looks nothing like the pictures. And so again, I think a little bit like the Australian Love Island, I think the Kiwis just call it how it is as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to just on the side, just watching that one as well. But I'd recommend watching at least the first episode and seeing what you think of it.
See what you think. I'm happy, you know me, Dave. I'll watch any old shit reality stuff. And obviously, we've got to get, which probably will be coming out tomorrow. We've got Labour of Love as well, which episode 5, is it?
Yeah, the penultimate one, isn't it?
Penultimate. So we need to get on that. So that should be coming out tomorrow. So I'll get watching that today. But no, I'm happy to watch this on the side, especially we've been doing it with Love Island and VHS Strikes Back, Comics in Motion, just fucking throw it. I mean, the football's starting again, Dave. Let's just get the chat footy back up running as well.
We've been guesting on things as well, haven't we? We've been on Mike Burton's Genuine Chit Chat, just talking about stuff there. So yeah, we've been hardcore podcasting of late, haven't we?
Yeah, I love it when it's me and you peeing about anyway and talking, just chewing the fat. It's great. It really is good. So, no, we'll get that knocked off tomorrow. Labour of Love, definitely. And also, just before we go, Dave, obviously, yeah, I know. If you want to contact us
Go on, I'll stop interrupting you now.
Fucking damn right you will, yeah. At cdrealitycast, if you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. And also, just, I usually at this point say if you want to contact us and give us a review, then obviously you're more than welcome to do that. But if anyone has got a spare room and Sam's listened to this episode, I'm blaming it all on Dave fucking Horrocks. So until next time, Dave, we'll see you.
See you now.